Well, good morning. It's a little after 10 um, Wednesday morning. I did shoot a deer. I guess it was probably um, about 30 minutes ago or so. It was and I forgot to set cameras up. I got here right around 6 a.m. Sun up was 7:11 was sunrise. Um, had one small doe. I'm guessing it was a doe, could have been a fawn. It was young, so I let it go earlier. A couple turkeys come by. And then way in the distance, so for here, the distance is 50 yards because it's so thick. You can't see really anything. Anyway, my goal is to get 3 deer in the next few days. Normally I'd be out of here by now, but I can hear some construction activity around the perimeter, and they may move or spook something up that might be bedding down, so I'm kind of holding fast. Plus, even though I heard anyway, so I saw a little patch of something, and it turned out to be a young fawn. I guess, well, so it was this year's fawn. Spots are gone, so it's well mature enough to leave its mom or have its mom taken, which is the case. And so the fawn walked across, and then the mom was real hesitant, and she stayed in the fringe, and then she poked out, and I let it go. I heard it hit. I think it's a good hit. I think I can see, and I forgot my binoculars this morning. It was it's kind of typical. I always forget something. Um, but so anyway, she walked in and gave me a shot, and I took it. She's just about 26 yards, something like that. Yeah, and I got my bow restrung yesterday and put it back together. And while I was at the Amish um, pro shop, I put my bow back together, and took like, I think, 6 shots, and I got it pretty close. I normally would have spent probably another 10 or 15 minutes getting it dialed into 0, but it was close enough to where I had basically a 1-inch group at, I think it was 25 yards, I think. Anyway, it was pretty consistent. So even though it was off more than I like, I think it's a good hit. I heard it hit. I didn't hear her crash, but I don't think she's very far. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I guess switch over to the GoPro once I head down to go track her down. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, I'm John Flynn. Channel consists of hunting, fishing, building weird stuff. Pretty much whatever trouble I can get into in my retirement life out of Florida. I do happen to be in Maryland, southern Maryland right now. This is where I spent most of my best hunting years. I know the properties. Actually, this property I managed for 5 years, maybe more. And I'm in an elevated blind. It's about 12 feet up. And it's really comfortable. I built this mainly so my wife would hunt with me when we lived here, and she did once. But I then sold this to another guy that hunts this property, and he's since out of town. He hasn't hunted it at all this year. So this area hasn't been getting, I don't think it's been getting any pressure. I hear that there's another guy who has permission now to hunt this property, but he just hunts people's stands at will. And if you're a new hunter and no one's taking the time to tell you, that's not cool. Generally, most hunters put a lot of time and effort and money into hunting specific spots, and that doesn't just mean putting a stand and sitting down and plopping yourself somewhere, although sometimes you can get lucky that way. But we set up cameras, we cultivate the soil, trim trees. In this actual location here, I've got 3 water holes I dug years ago, and I saw 2 raccoons drink from them last night, which was kind of cool. And so we put a lot of effort into the stewardship of the property. So if you're new to hunting a property, don't hunt someone else's area or stand. They've put a lot of effort into it, and generally we leave it alone, or we hunt it purposefully, not just on a whim. So anyway, respect your fellow sportsmen, be a good steward, and God will reward you. I think this is the seventh deer I've taken out of this spot right here. And I can smell. So they've got a leaf blower blowing, and I can smell the diesel fumes because it's an industrial blower. Whew, wow, it's amazing how it carries. So if there's no deer filtered in now, I guess they're not going to. Wow, I can't believe how strong that. You know what? It may be fuel from the airport because I'm not far from the airport. Anyway. Be a good steward, be a good sportsman, take care of God's resources, and He will bless you. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. Take care.